Hello everybody and welcome back to Transport Fever. So, we are doing the Whiplash map, and last time we set up our first line, which goes from Joburg Crater, turns livestock into food, and then bring it back. And then we have these horse wagons that brings it into the city. And everything is well and good here. We upgraded our trains to the general, so it's a little bit faster, 45 kilometers an hour. The next train we will get is at 1871. As for these horse wagons, we get the next one at 1870. That's the next mark. We could... They're coming in with a lot of food. Let's borrow a chunk of change. And get some more horse wagons. And the rest of the money we will use, because we are kind of losing money on this line, and that's not a big deal because not that much. And when we get faster horses, and then when we get real lorries, we can actually make some money here from this anyways. But usually you want to bring stuff both ways. So anyways, what I want to do is to upgrade the roads here while the city is still small enough. So let's go. Large street, I think this is medium street. So let's go. Destroying some buildings, sure. Kind of interesting that it's smaller here and then it gets larger. Well, anyways. And then we want to have kind of a shortcut here because this is going way too slow. So we make it in smaller chunks. Let's try making it smaller chunks. So let's just make road connection here. That should decrease the amount of vehicles we need here, which should give us more money. By the way, where did these guys go? You are supposed to go to the other direction, please. You already have food. These guys need to turn around. Right, there we go. Now, this is a lot of food or livestock waiting. It's very important that we keep using all the food we can, because we will get our money from the trains, but if things start backing up here, they will stop producing back there, and then we will get much less money from our trains. So quite important. So we might want to add some more horse wagons here. Or why not? Let's get 4 more. Let's see if they actually go to the correct destination this time around. Alright. They're actually learning. It's an AI. So, what I want to do now, this is kind of unfortunate that this guy has to stop and wait here. But I think when we get stronger locomotives, might not be that bad. Making this double tracks would cost us a fortune, so that's not going to happen. It was actually cheaper than I thought, but yeah. Might actually be worth it. I mean, this is only as much as one extra locomotive. And speaking about extra locomotives, that's something we need. So my plan here, let's speed things up, is to, since it's still 11 years to the next locomotive, and these goods wagons last for 50 years, while this guy lasts for 30 years, we can still use these wagons even if we replace the train. So I'm going to send this guy into the depot and expand. We have 9 wagons right now. It's not impressively fast, but I think that's a pretty good ratio, having 9 wagons per locomotive here. So we will get 1 more general, and we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, I need 9. There we go. So since we only have this double tracked, or well, whatever, since we haven't got it double tracked all the way, I'm not going to bother with bringing more and more trains here. I'm just going to get longer and longer trains. And since they are too weak to pull more than like 10 wagons as max, these guys, I'm just going to add 1 more back on this guy. So they should be just as fast as the other train, but with twice the capacity. So I want to change the color though. So it's kind of interesting the fact that this guy is 167 meters long, but if you play the late game, this is about 3 wagons or something like that. These wagons are much worse lengthwise. We're going to upgrade this guy as well, I think. Hopefully this makes more profit from our horse wagons. Now, like I said, I'm going to upgrade this guy, and then we will do a flyby while we wait for while we wait for 1871. Yeah. Come on, get here and drop off so we can actually use our trusty horse wagons. Go. I don't like to take a loan just before the next year, but this is pretty bad timing. A bit confused here. How many do we have? Um, 16, alright. Not enough money. Oh. Fine. We'll borrow more. There we go. This will most likely require a couple more horses after this change, but it's fine. And my OCD is triggering from this though, the fact that they're not really 9 wagons and then 9 more. That's fine. That was the sound of the farm upgrading, alright. Interesting. So, let's repay the loan a little bit here. Now, still 121 waiting. This guy can take 72. We could definitely upgrade this more and more. And we might want to do that. But for now, let's take a look at the map. So, I had to comment that this map wasn't really loaded properly because we have roads between each city, and because we have a road here, this oil well, which was supposed to be here, didn't spawn, so I put this one in from using the mod of Industry Tycoon, I think it's called. So we have a new oil well here, and then it's also one more oil well way down here. So we have Smuggler's Run here, we have a canyon, we have an oil well here. So it's kind of interesting because this one is super close to this refinery, which opens up the possibility to make plastic down here, which opens up the possibility to make goods up there. I guess we have a steel mill down here anyways, so it was already possible, but now it's easier, I would say. So I kind of like that. And here's the deal, I'm thinking about the future here. So if we want to make money, we should just expand in the Joburg crater, whatever it's called, because it's such a big city, so it can have demands for the early game, no problem. But when we started this map, I was looking at this farm and using the food processing plant down there and the city of Paracoon. However, this guy only requires 30 food per year. So one thing we could do is to try to make this city grow. So, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but I'm going to do it anyways, and hopefully it works. Placing a lot of stations there. That top is quite far away though. Right, so I want to connect these cities, hoping that they would grow slow and steady. It might cost me a little bit of money, but should be fine. So, let's see. Place depot. All these things are free of charge, well, free of, what should we say, upkeep. Here we go. I kind of want to know what the freaking what this city is called. Breakaway. Alright. Breakaway. Sounds like something you say on walkie-talkie, or what is it called? Whatever, on a truck. Breaker line. Breakaway. Passengers. It's such a long time since I played this game, I don't even remember what I usually call these things. And then we want to have a couple of these. I already feel like this might be a really bad idea. New line from over here, and then we go down to this city, whatever it's called. Check it out in a second. Paracomb. So it's going to be Paracomb, Brett to Paracomb Intercity. It's blue. I'll start playing the game again, I guess. And then we will have flat top. I really feel like this is a really bad idea. Quite expensive. Can we put it down here? Let's put it up here. Don't want the horses to get tired from the uphill here. And go around like that. I guess that's fine. Flat top. Maybe I should have remembered that name at least. So we got the European Tier 2 train, Borstig. It's kind of the same as the general, so it's not really anything we need to change to. So flat top, passengers. We will get a loan. 1, 2, 3. I'm running out of money here, but it's fine. We're going to go from flat top down here. It's going to be flat top to Paracomb Intercity. Blue. And then we need something down here. Now the problem is that I'm guessing this might be too far away between the cities. Maybe. But we'll see. Why do you go around like that? Could make it circular, I guess. I don't know if I have that amount of money though. That's fine. It's fine. Paracomb. Passengers. So these will not make me any money at all, but I want the city of Paracomb to grow. We can. But I don't just want to use the same city all through this game, because if I want to do this like in a perfect way, I would just continue with Yober's Crater, because this demand, yeah, I mean it will be enough for the early and the mid game, no problem at all. So. What I want to do is we want to upgrade these guys even more. I mean, you have more livestock waiting here. I think that might be a good idea. So let's do it. We're going to add 9 more wagons on this guy. I'm not sure if this tech can actually keep up with the demand of the city though. I feel like they are a bit, to say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I'm missing one again. This time I don't really have much of a choice. The thing is, these can only take 4 units, and there is a limit of how many that you can bring into this station at one time, or terminal, so not sure if we can bring in 222 food with horse wagons. I'm not sure, but we will get better ones in 10 or 8 years, so right. But like I said, it's really important that we keep this low, because if we end up backing up here and they stop building down there, then our trains will only have half the income and then we are screwed. The trains are making quite a lot of money, so I'm happy with that. We were even in the green last year. Not this year though, but it's mostly because of all the new trains. Seems to be keeping up, but since we upgraded that train, maybe we need more horse wagons. Let's go and take a look if someone wants to ride our... Nope. People prefer to walk. Well, that's fine. At least they are building something here. That's something. One thing I would like to try is to bring passengers down to factories, if that's a viable strategy. Because sometimes you will see people go to work. Maybe they will not walk all the way up here, but at least when they get cars, they sometimes go to the factory to work. I don't see anyone walking here. Not sure if that would work. If anyone has used my graphic service. Problem is that they kind of cover this stop covers the whole city, so it's like, well, maybe someone would like to go from this end to this end. Maybe. Maybe one day someone will ride. Let's go and check the other cities. Breakaway. Nope. You even see that there have been buildings here and they have been removed. Okay. Oh. People are dying because they don't get any food. The only place where there is food is in the crater. So I will most likely speed things up here and join you again when we have gotten to 1871, because there is not a whole lot I can do here, especially not that when I'm maxed out on the loan. So we might not even make it. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Anyways, I will see you in a bit. Alright, so hello everybody and welcome back. We have the Baldwin class 56 here, ready to go. And we also have new horse wagons. And I think what we do is these guys we can just replace with the auto replace, but let's sell some of them. I don't know if we need all of them. Let's sell 4 and then we will go in here and say replace everything with the horse cart and replace now. 600, that's not too bad. There we go. So they are marked for replacement. Regarding the trains though, we are going to do that manually. So we have to wait for this guy to come to the station. While we do that, I'm going to go to our passenger services, and spoiler alert, they suck. They suck. They're not even being used. I haven't seen a single passenger anywhere. So if you look here, this guy, he hasn't transported anything. I did sell some of the intercity ones, so I only have one guy. between each city. Looks like I have no one here. Oh, here we got one. No income. So I don't really mind having these guys running empty. It's not that much money. But I don't like the fact that Paracoom is not growing because of this. I also added down in Rose's garden, I added some passenger services. Now I guess maybe if we add one really far away like that, maybe that will help. Well, let's add that guy. Maybe that helps if someone from down here wants to go up here at least. Someone might run that. Anyways, that's too bad because like I said before, I want to use Paracoom. So, livestock, food, Paracoom. Going back and forth there. But we will have to find something else to do. We might want to do a passenger line for our next project, but for now we will upgrade the trains. I think the next train we get is at like 1885. So my idea is that we will change the locomotives now. We may want to add some wagons. I mean, it will be much faster, so I'm not sure if we need more wagons though. Oh, I also gave 9 more wagons, or I guess this is 8 on the other guy, so we have both trains being 3 locomotives long. Just waiting for this guy to unload and then we will send it to the depot. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go. So, I have plenty of money in the bank, so let's see what we can do with this train. Go. We are selling the locomotives. And how strong is this guy? It's just a little bit heavier. So I'm mostly looking at the tractive effort, I guess. Right, that it has almost twice. Makes me believe that if we have 2 of these, couldn't you at least put it in the front? Can you drag it? Nope. Okay, fine. So with 2 of these, maybe we can add a couple more wagons at least. Go 30. Sounds fair enough, and let's pay the loan. And then we wait for the next train. This one is a pretty good looking train, I have to say. Feels like a real classic. Even if it doesn't have those larger driving wheels like the General. If I think about like a Western movie, I don't know if I think I imagine one of these guys. Now these guys will be able to bring a lot more. Not sure why you're running around with oil here, but I guess it's fine. But yeah, the capacity for our horse wagons are much higher now, so that's why I didn't really upgrade the trains further before 1871, because I thought that, well, maybe I can increase the capacity of the trains, but I don't think I can increase the capacity of the horse wagons. But these new guys, they are waiting here, so, you know. American horse cart. I thought that was an American horse cart. Well, the European one is much better because it has a longer lifespan and it costs the same. I said it before and I'm saying it again. The balance in this game is a bit lackluster. Throw some money. There we go. Sell that guy. Sell that guy. Sell that guy. And then we will buy 2 of these. I'm tempted to bring this guy down here and then bring both up, but I'm pretty sure they will either end up one in the front and one in the back anyways, or both in the back and pushing the train, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so let's just bring it up here. And you will get a couple more wagons. 1, 2, 3, and off you go. There we go. Repay the money. And let's tell everyone to be green. And look at all this waiting here. This looks like bring your kid to work day with that train in the back here. Let's see if they actually get up to speed. Not the most impressive acceleration, but doing okay. Yeah, might be a bit too heavy for 2 locomotives. And this is the faster way. The one back is much worse. We will have to check it out how it goes on the way back, because this section here is pretty slow. I'm going back. As I said, this is a great looking map, and it will be interesting to see how when you get more money, so you can actually build stuff up here. Because now we just have to go for the low-hanging fruits, keeping down on the flatlands. The plains. One thing I'm a bit concerned with in this game is the theme. Like, the European theme looks good, it's green and lush and everything, but I think that the USA looks pretty boring with all those plains and desert-like terrain. It's like you can't even see the dirt roads because they are the same color as the ground. Hello! This might be something we would like to change though, making that double-tracked. forgot to look at the top speed, but I mean, we made it up for the up the hill, so I guess it's fine. These guys are waiting, which means we could add even more trains. $260 meters long. Right. Let's actually do that. We will drop this off and then we will let this guy to go to the depot again. And we will add one more locomotive and make it 320 meters long, since that's the longest platforms I have. I know that there are mods for longer platforms, which might be a thing, and you can have longer trains than your platforms. It does feel like cheating, so. I should have done this when I first got it in here. Just get it up to max length. Let's go. I'm 23, that's fine. Those 3 meters will not really make a whole lot of difference. Now, how about this? Let's just borrow the money. It's fine.
This thing here, until it's be one way. Ooh, I don't know how this can be so cheap. And this road. Just do a bit of bulldozing and go past here. And then we need to change this side. So we have a double track on the other side here. Bring it back a little bit so we don't have to step on the brakes. And hopefully this is good to go. What are you complaining about? It's fine. Does you want to go back maybe? No path. What are you talking about? Ah, I see! I help you out. There you go. Activate. Thank you. My bad.
This means we could even have one more train if we want to. But I think it's a bit overkill to have 3 trains on this line. At the same time, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Because it's still 12 years to the next tier of train, so. And then we will most likely have better trucks as well. Let's bring back these 4 I just sold, but hey, no. It's fine. We're starting to make a lot of money at least. That's something. But we have to decide, do we want to go with 3 trains or not? will the train... So here's the deal, if we add one train now and use it for 10 years, first of all, will it make money in that 10 years? More than it will drop in value? And then we also have to think about, okay, it drops in value, but it will also use more of these guys, and they are actually making money now. So, kind of, maybe, might be enough for replacing them when they get old, maybe. And then we have the next problem when we hit 1900 and people will start using cars, so our frequency will get lower into the city here. When we get the traffic in the way, I guess we will have people running in the way here anyways, but... Looking decent. Screw it, let's go with one more. So I guess we have, how many do we have? 36! So that's 12 per train. So, I mean, we could add one more train that's a bit smaller. And let's see. Money. Let's go 12 on this guy. That way I will as well know which one that might not want to remove all the wagons. So I'm thinking that the next train we get, we will use the automatic replacement thingy and replace the wagons as well, because they are getting a bit old. So. Well, these guys are definitely keeping up. Increasing the frequency here might be have a pretty good frequency, but increasing the frequency even more might make it easier for me to see how many of these we need. I'm sure we could calculate it, I guess. Each of these can take 5. So okay, now we got the European version. I think that's a pretty lousy version though. 50 kilometers an hour, yeah. Pretty cheap, I guess, but this is the reason why I prefer to play with the United States trains, because it's so much faster. You get the General before the Borsig, you get the Prussian before the Baldwin, or you get the Baldwin before the Prussian, and it's also better. And then you get the Mogul, and that's game winning. That train is awesome sauce. Anyways, I think we will wrap this episode up, because I'm not going to wait until 1885 for the Mogul. So let's talk about next steps. So I'm a bit torn what I want to do with this playthrough, but one thing is for sure, I really need to make some other cities grow. I can't just focus on that crater city. So I have a couple of things I'm tempted to do. One thing is to set up some kind of train passenger service here. Now this thing is pretty high up though. 300 meters going down to 100, and yeah. When would a straight track... Okay, we can make a tunnel here. not the cheapest way. You could make buses or something, bring people down here, and then use a train station. But they're not really that keen on using my buses, so, or I guess horse wagons. Oh no, that's a bit of an issue. We could go like trying to go a bit by the edges here, but it's still a pretty difficult climb. But we could start with bringing Rose's garden and whatever it's called, the Paracomb, together. That should be a pretty nice flat train track. That's one thing I would like to do. I also have the idea of trying to use ships. We have this crater city, which is pretty big. It's the biggest in the game, largest in the game, whatever. And okay, some loans. And the thing here, I'm tempted to make use of ships down here. Like, make a cargo harbor here. Boom. Boom. Put down a train station here. Have that as a hub. And use that train station to bring goods into Yorber Crater. Train or something. We need to have a train station here, here, or here. We have a train station outside and bring it in with trucks. Not quite sure, but having a harbor here, train station. Okay, that way we could bring any goods we want into this harbor and be like, well, it doesn't matter where we build stuff, we will always be able to bring stuff here and have the demand for it. It doesn't matter if we, okay, don't break. So it doesn't matter if we like make goods down here. We can still just bring that goods down to this harbor or train station. And we know that we can bring it into the crater. Because there are a couple of things close to water. We have this new oil well here. We could use ships for. We could make fuel down here. We can also use that oil well as well to make fuel. We could make fuel and then just bring it into the crater. So that way we would have a lot of demand for it. We have bricks up here, goods, like there are a lot of stuff we could use. I'm not sure, that might be a thing, but boats are not very profitable in this game, in my opinion. At least not when you play on hard. One thing is we could also build a passenger service from Yorber Crater. Because all the cities are so small, we could go out here with a train, connect to Harpoon Bay, connect to Duck Pond, go to Meteor Bay, and then we have a pretty large city somewhere over here. Sawtooth, or bring it on. And then across the lake we have Wishbone. And Wishbone is the second largest city. So we could use that one. However, it's kind of alone. It just sits here. Which makes it not as interesting as the crater, because the crater did have that the raw materials of livestock. This one doesn't really have any raw materials at all, so yeah, there are a couple of things. I don't know which one. I think we will go for this first. Trying to make some passenger service, because that would increase the chances of us getting other cities we could use. Unlocking the possibility to use that farm, possibility to use this fuel, goods down here. We have some factory here as well, I think. Somewhere here we have a machine factory. So there are definitely possibilities, but the lack of large cities are not great. So maybe making some kind of passenger service down here is the best idea. I'm just tempted to do that hub though. Being able to bring anything by ship. Then again, if we use ships, we have one issue here, the fact that I made this the lowest bridge in the game. Can't even swim under it, so you know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode. We're getting somewhere. We actually almost paid back all the loans. 25 years, that's not too bad. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye!